Hey, so dedicating yourself to the path of the inner world, of inner beauty and truth, is not a very easy path. I've been on this path unconsciously for most of my years, but since I was 17, and I'm turning 29 next month. So, what arose for me on this path was developing schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder. And what that is on the spiritual sense is having spirit attachments, psychic attacks, intrusive thoughts, just stuff like that. Paranoia. I get this sense sometimes when I'm off my medication mainly that like reality is like melting sort of, and it's associated with just a really weird bad feeling. I can't even describe it. It would when this would happen. Sometimes like I would even break out in hives from having this experience. Like I know this thing is real, but so it wasn't always easy. But what I will say is that it is an amazing path to be on. I don't recommend it for everyone. You have to be very honest with yourself and what you really want in life. But if you see value in attaining a sense of spiritual wisdom or clarity, truth, then this path might be for you. Because another thing that comes along with this path is that most people in the world, but just the way society is nowadays, they're not going to understand it. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think you're lazy. They may even convince you that you are that, which I've been convinced in the past. They may think you're stupid or foolish, or they just won't accept it. And that's another bad part of being on this path, but you just have to accept it. It's just how it is. Because, the Buddha was on this path. I think Jesus was. It's kind of like dedication to yourself, but not in an entirely selfish way, because you can still treat others with kindness and respect, which is what you're supposed to be doing in life. Anyway, be on your own path, but treat others with kindness and respect along the way. So, something I want to mention is that, or say, is that being still, chances are, if you haven't understood things fully, and I don't want to spill the beans, quote unquote, if that's the right thing, but you're going to realize certain things about existence, how your will or your mind can overpower the physical reality. And I've seen real things happen from doing this. But I will say, what was I going to say? That's another thing is thought blocks and this experience of just where you just forget everything or what you're about to say. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, something you're going to deal with on the path of stillness is these really bad feelings of like stress, and you're probably going to deal with like psychic attacks, really bad thoughts coming in or perceptions, confusion. Why? Because you're still. Usually in the world, people distract themselves with movement, and that's fine. That's not invalid. That's the people, the world, society needs people doing things, but society also needs spiritual understanding, which comes from the people who spend time in stillness, and that's the sages, the monks, the maybe this is a heavy word, but the holy men and women. So dealing with these thoughts and feelings and the intensity of it, because when you just say it to someone like, "Oh yeah, I have bad thoughts and feelings," they think like, "Oh well, that's like nothing." They'll be like, "Oh well, I got hit in the face yesterday." It's like, okay, that's not easy to get hit in the face, but it's not easy to be dealing with these bad thoughts and feelings either. Like that's a real thing. But there's a way you can overpower them, and that's by focusing. This is the point of this video that I'm going to say now, is that within your field of awareness, when you close your eyes, when you're sitting or lying down, feel within your field of awareness where power is. It's going to feel like wherever your attention is or your consciousness. And focus on the intention or thought of power and building solidity. Kind of like, I want to say like pushing away these thoughts and feelings, but it's more of watering your attention on these thoughts so that they grow bigger and the feelings and thoughts naturally just go away. Because that's what I'm doing now, and I'm actually seeing results with getting rid of like spirit attachments and things like that. So with this focus, just keep watering it, if you know what I mean by that. Keep giving it your attention every day. If you do this a lot, which if your path is truly the path of stillness, then it'll speed it up. Like, the more you do this, the more your focus builds, and the stronger it gets. What else? Yeah, another thing is contemplation, and that's simply being genuine with yourself about what you actually understand about reality. And it's easy to kind of just take like what's in society or what others tell you, and to just go from there, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a very different way of being when you understand things based on your own perceptions and your own inner voice. Because that was my path. And like what I'm saying, I can't prove it right now, but just bear with me with what I'm about to say because it's not going to seem believable. But I've actually been able to conquer physical pain just by focusing my attention. Yeah, I can't prove that, but I feel it, and I'm not lying. It actually works. Another thing is, this might even seem like I'm totally lying. I know I'm not lying, but to just say this on a YouTube video, I'm telling you right now that I'm not expecting the majority of people to believe me with what I'm saying. But I know in my heart, and God is my witness, that I'm not lying. But I'm actually developing electrokinesis, which if you don't know what that is, it's the ability to harness the electrical currents in your body. When this first started, well, I should start off by saying that like I work with God a lot, and that's why my videos are about God. And one day I had the thought, what if I just developed electrokinesis to like prove to people that this is real, or that God is real, and what I'm saying is true. And I got an intuitive message from God saying that God was going to give me these powers anyway, and that's why I thought of that. Now, shortly after thinking that and then getting that message, I started to literally feel electricity in my body. It started off as like random little itches. Like I would want to scratch it, but it wouldn't go away, the itch. And in time, like about how long was it? Like 2 or 3 hours later, I was getting more intense feelings of itches, but they didn't feel like itches anymore. They were like actual electric shocks. And just today, I'm getting like these feelings in my body where it would literally feel like I just got shocked, like as if I pulled a wire out of an outlet and my finger touched like the metal or something like that. You can feel that like that feeling like it's going through your bone almost. I'm actually feeling that, and like it's slightly uncomfortable, but it's not like painful. It's a weird thing because what the message that God told me was that my body is actually adjusting to the high voltage, not high voltage, but the intensity of the voltage, the growing power of the voltage. And that's why it's like it feels weird, but it doesn't actually hurt. And this is going to develop in time, and I will make a video on this. Yeah. This stuff is real. I'm not even kidding. I don't know how long it'll take for this to actually like really come in. It could be like I really don't know. I have literally no idea. It can be a week, it can be a year, maybe a few years. I really don't know. But this is like happening. I don't expect everyone to believe me though, but because I'm just some random guy on YouTube and you probably never seen me in your life. But yeah. You know, if you really don't believe me, why don't you actually try this yourself? That's even better than just simply believing in some guy on YouTube, and I'm serious about this. Contemplate your existence and be very genuine and honest with yourself. What do you actually understand? And just keep going. Wait for those, listen to your inner voice and wait for those messages to come through. And you know that when you'll feel it, like when you realize something powerful. And then, if you're like me and you were led to an understanding of God, then just simply ask God, put me on the path to X. This could be developing healing powers, which is something else that's coming up for me. Electrokinesis or maybe a psychic ability. Just simply ask, put me on the path towards acquiring this. Just to see if it's real, not even to show off or anything. And more important than that is, this is something else I've been working on and seeing results too, is happiness. A genuine sense of happiness. Every day, it doesn't last all day long, but I'm feeling so much joy and happiness every single day. And it comes and goes, but I just know that when it leaves, that's when I need to focus on that and set that intention, that power, that attention on intention, and just grow that and make it powerful. Ask, though. Ask God to put you on this path. And you know, something else I should be clear about is that you should also be seeking to purify your heart or having genuinely good intentions for others. Because I still deal with, you know, like the bad feelings and the bad thoughts and the psychic attacks. And sometimes they get me to a place where I'm getting very irritable and I may start having like conscious bad thoughts. But that's when I know when I need to like just pause and be like, all right, overpower this. Develop that will again, that attention on intention, and shoot away. Because, you know, I think the world becomes a better place not by magic or, to some extent, not even just by God, but like by happiness, strength, and kindness, most important. Be kind to others, because if you're kind to others, then everybody's happy. If you're genuinely kind to others. And I don't want to say all of this is the absolute truth. I think you need to find your own truth. But I will say that just simply asking God to put you on this path, or you can say the universe, nature, existence, the subconscious mind, whatever you want to call it. I say God because I give this entity utmost respect and yeah, I don't know, it's just like you just have to understand reality or have some kind of understanding of reality that just keeps growing and makes you just realize kind of that like you don't really know anything, but you do know things because your mind is telling you that you know something, regardless of whether or not you actually know it. Like, I know that I'm making a YouTube video right now, but is there a deeper truth that I'm just not seeing? What is it the universe that's controlling me and I think I have free will? Things like that. Like, just keep growing your understanding. And something else I want to say is that blind faith is valid because there will come a point in this contemplative practice where you start to realize that it's okay for someone to like want to call themselves a Christian and believe in God blindly, and that it may actually be necessary to have blind faith. Because first of all, if you understand things about law of attraction or manifestation, you know that blind faith is actually part of it. To just simply believe in something, not actually having evidence or logical reasoning for it. You need to just believe it for no other reason than just believing it, and it happens. So imagine, like if you have blind faith and blind faith is valid, then why not have blind faith in something that's the most good and the most pure, and that is God. I'm really rambling in this video, but I don't know. I'm just excited with what's like been happening with me and all the healing I'm going through. And which I know I said in that last video about the New Age stuff that healing shouldn't be the focus, but I was just a little bit salty in the video. And yeah. I don't know, I'm just glad. I'm just happy with everything that's happening to me. And I want to continue on this path. And just live a good life and continue being kind and respectful to others and just kind of vibing out. And I'm definitely going through healing because I put that focus in there and I'm actually seeing it. And I know even that's working too, the healing, because I focus that attention on intention to heal that part of me that's always completely overthinking and is reacting to my own feelings and things like that. And now when I go out into the world, I feel the sense of stillness in my mind where I can just be there wherever I am, and it's real. I feel when I go out into the world, and ever since I started doing this, I feel more still in my mind. I feel more in my body. I feel more confident and powerful. And I feel like I'm able to be more genuinely kind rather than kind of like this nervous kindness. It's such a beautiful, good thing. And this is why I want to make these videos for as long as I can, because I want to put this stuff out there that this works. Attention on intention. Ask God whatever you want. And most of all, seek to purify your intentions, your heart. Be genuinely good to others. Because what I do get from God, the message is that God's real intention is for people to be kind to each other, to be happy and strong. And that's all life really has to be. Yeah, we can enjoy things that make us happy, but there's so much extra things in life that all this stress that we put on ourselves, and it only serves to alienate us from each other. And it sucks that like so many people are like not understanding that. But that's why, us people who realize stuff like this, we have to fix ourselves and then take some action, whatever that may be, making videos or going out there in the world. Doesn't matter. Do something to get people to realize this. Yeah. So I'll end this by saying, be happy, be strong, be kind, and trust God, and just seek purity, sacredness. Have genuinely good intentions. Anything is possible. Thank you.